All right, what's going on, everybody? It's Coach B back with some Coach B talk. Doing a Sunday night edition. Although we're gonna release this on Monday morning, I had to do it tonight because I had a very busy week coming up this week and a very busy Monday as we start our One Percenters Club, and I'll talk a little bit about that. But so on today's edition, what I want to jump right into, I want to talk about what do you believe? What do you believe? And I think there's some pretty cool principles that are in place that I've come to think about and come to find some truth in. And so when I ask you, what do you believe about your purpose? We talked about pursuing our purpose. We talked about commitment. We talked about being consistent. And I want to talk about, what do you believe? Do you believe it's possible for you to do the things that you're reaching to do? And if so, like I said, there are about three principles I think that are connected to that. And so it's, what do you believe? What are you thinking about? And what you're thinking about is going to dictate your actions. And so what I mean by that is this: it is really cool. It kind of blows my mind when I started to think about it for a few days, and it was like, okay, I thought about the Cleveland Cavaliers game, and I know people beating this over the head. We talk about J.R. Smith, for those of you who are sports fanatics and sports fans like myself. J.R. Smith, they were down one. His teammate actually were tied. They're down one. His teammate made the first free throw, and then he missed the second one. And J.R. Smith got the offensive rebound. He dribbles the ball out, and you guys know the rest of the story. They don't get a good shot up or whatever the case may go to overtime. They lose in overtime. And after the game, everybody was like, "J.R., did you think that you guys were up?" And at this point in time, I saw a couple of different angles and interviews, and he's like, "Well, no, I knew we were winning. I was just trying to find," he gave a story. Well, his actions did not look like he thought that they were winning. His actions look like he thought that they were winning and not that the game was tied. And so people wouldn't believe that he believed that they were up based on his actions, And that's why they kept asking LeBron, asked everybody, what do you think that JR was thinking? So that's the question to you. What are you thinking? And I know that it is, it's really impossible for you to separate your actions from your thoughts. Your actions are indication of what you're thinking. You do what you think. You do what you think in that moment. Whether that is consciously or subconsciously, you do what you're thinking. And so the mastery in this thing of purpose and accomplishing great things becomes connecting your thoughts to what you believe. So if you believe you can be a great basketball player, you got to think about that. You got to think about what it takes, and you got to push yourself in that area of doing the things that it takes to make it to that next level, whether it's building a business, whether that's, whatever your purpose is, whatever it is you're trying to accomplish, you got to connect your thoughts to your beliefs so that your actions will follow your thoughts and your thoughts will follow your beliefs. Therefore, you're in alignment with what it is that you're trying to do. And it is a phenomenal thing when you can get at it and when you can lock into it, you can push into it. That's how the great ones do it. They stay really consistent with their thoughts and really consistent with their actions. I've been fortunate enough to be around two great people in two different industries. On the basketball side, I had a chance to be around Michael Jordan in the summertime when he was making his comeback to the Wizards, and Tim Grover blessed me and allowed me to be a part of that campaign. And one of the things I learned about Michael, one of the greatest of all times, I'm not going to get into that argument, but that he was very consistent in his workout, his regimen, and what he did. And he stayed on top of it because he believed that that's what it took for him to be one of the greatest in the world. And therefore, his actions indicated, you think about it, he's same workout habits, the same principles, whatever he was doing, he pushed on it. Then I had a chance to also, on a business side, have as a client and a great businessman and a great company that was, plus $100 million in business. And this individual, Dr. Willie Wilson, at that time, he had his own McDonald's and several McDonald's and grew that into an import-export company. And his habits were consistent, and what he did. And it was based on what he believed. Because what he believed, he followed through with his thought process, and his thought process dictated his actions. So I've seen it live and in person from some great people in two different industries, and I thought I dragged that into my topic on today, and just watching them be really locked into what they believe. And so I'm asking you guys, what are you thinking about? We call this thing called the chatterbox. There's all these thoughts going through your mind. Sometimes you got to tell that chatterbox to shut up when it starts telling you can't do it, or you're never going to make it, or look how long it's took, whatever the case may be. When you believe it, when you have faith in it and you have hope in it, you got to stick to your beliefs. You got to feed your thoughts based on what it is that you believe in, so that your actions can continue to follow your thoughts. You can't get dragged into a place of going opposite of what it is that you believe you can do. And I'm gonna close on this note right here. I asked one of my kids, and I got a really phenomenal basketball player, getting a ton of options at a really high level. And I said, what do you want to do with this thing? And they said, I want to be a pro. And I said, okay, well, my question to you is this then. When you look at your everyday actions, when you look at what you're doing right now, does your work ethic, does your commitment level, does your consistency say that this person wants to be a pro? And they thought about it for a second. They said, you know what, Coach B, I got to say no. And I said, well, it's time for you to do an assessment. It's time for you to do a realignment. It's time for you to put those things together that you need to put together so that your actions follow your thoughts follow your beliefs. So it looks like when I see you, I see a kid that wants to be a pro. And I need to be able to say that kid, based on their actions when I see them, that kid wants to be a pro. And I'm telling you, your actions, your thoughts, your beliefs, gotta say that. I got my Invisible Bully shirt on today. I wore that at our gym today, and I said, my Invisible Bullies talks about bullying the impossible. It's not my brand. I don't know who made the brand, but it talks about pushing through the unseen, pushing through the impossible. You gotta bully it sometimes. You gotta move it out your way so you can get to where you want to get to. So again, I'm about a minute or so over. I want to be with this power talk on today, and this session of Coach B Talk. But I want to tell you, man, I love you. God loves you. Go out there and be great. Do the impossible. You're not perfect. I'm not perfect. That does not stop us from pursuing. So go be great today. Make sure that your actions follow your thoughts, that you feed your thoughts based on your beliefs, and you go out there and do something great. All right, have a phenomenal week. See y'all next time. Coach B Talk.